Hello, everybody. My name is Deb Coviello. I'm grateful that you've joined me for another episode of the Drop In CEO Live Talk Media. And first of all, I just want to say thank you for joining me. And if you are a supporter and you've been with me on this journey, or you're a client of mine or potentially a client, just thank you for being with me. And if we haven't met, but you've been watching my content, I sincerely thank you as well, because if we haven't connected yet, I certainly look forward to connecting with you in the future. But hey, a little bit of news right now. I've been talking so much about the CEO's compass, your guide to get back on track. I'm getting excited. It's coming. It's coming. And as it pertains to you, you can go to my website, dropinceo.com, and on the main page, you can click on Get on the Wait List, because big announcements are coming soon. But really, today is about you. This week, I wrote about purpose and performance, and there is a story I want to share with you. But before I get into that, I want you just to get in the moment, forget about what you were just doing, the meeting you were in, the emails. This is a time for you just to pause and think about you and your leadership challenges or opportunities. I want you to think about this story that I'm sharing with you and see if it resonates with you. Because if it does, do you know how to resolve the issue? And in this information, I'm going to share with you how I resolved it, but at the same time, maybe it's not the solution for you. Again, the CEO's Compass, your guide to get back on track, doesn't necessarily tell you what to do, but it definitely gives you a framework to have an assessment of, are you on track? And if not, what are the things that you can do? So, if you're ready, let's just quickly go into the story. And it is about, where do you stand in the leadership divide when performance and purpose are not aligned and you're not getting to true north, which is peace of mind? So, back a few years, I remember when I dropped into the vice president of quality role in an organization, and I knew that I had to gain insight and knowledge from my stakeholders so I could quickly assess the landscape and what I needed to address in my new role. And what unfolded was very interesting to me. I met with the vice president of sales and highly aligned on the purpose compass point. We want to be the favorite of our customers, not number one, but the favorite of our customers. And what that means is building brand loyalty, having their back, being a trusted partner when it came to whatever the opportunity or challenge was. And then I met with the VP of operations, trying to understand what was most important to them. And so important and so critical to operations is heads down, get the results, get those orders to the customer, service the customer, get the numbers, stay within budget. Very targeted on performance. But then here was the insight. The leaders did not focus on both. And while they may say they do, this is where the great leadership divide unfolds. Because then we start seeing that these leaders are pointing fingers at each other. What if the operations doesn't get the product out to the customer? Or sales. It's just one of those things that you start, and you'll know what I'm talking about when we say we're aligned on true north or peace of mind. When you only focus on purpose, or really only focus on the performance of your organization, just a result, not the greater purpose of building brand loyalty, it's a recipe for disaster, rework, retraining, aligning people, more meetings, and you run into this cycle of not being sustainable. So let me pull you out of the story, and I'll come back to how we were able to resolve this. But I want to take you into some of the amazing people that I had an opportunity to interview this week. Jeff Hayden, the author of The Motivation Myth, he talked about motivation is needed in order to achieve a result, and by taking a step forward every day and having the discipline to move forward, get a result day in and day out, eventually you get a result worth celebrating, and that repeats itself, and that is the elements of motivation. And so that's very critical to what the operations does. But then this Friday coming out, I had an amazing conversation with Malik Barek, and he talks about a sustainable workforce aligning on a single purpose because people, freelancers, can jump around because they're constantly looking for that purposeful organization that they can align what they do and what they're good at on a single purpose and move forward together. So critical to a sustainable operations, so critical to your business, so critical to building brand loyalty. But again, these leaders were not doing both to get to peace of mind. So, obviously, that is the great insight that I noticed. And when it came to my leadership style, or perhaps yours, if you're seeing the same opportunity, this is what I did to get us back on track. One of the things that I did was that I realized I needed to create a framework of one, working as one team, working in one way towards one goal. So we bring in both the performance and the purpose into one singular focus thing towards peace of mind. And then I have people and resources. My human centric leadership is very much around not just saying what we're going to do, but how do I enable them to do the work? So I did have monthly one-to-ones with my people, and I found that they were very performance based. How many things, widgets, and tasks am I going to accomplish that day? But sometimes your senior leaders that report to you or the next level down don't know how to build a roadmap or a strategy. Yes, I may need to do this today and tomorrow and the next month. But how do I look and perform in a year from now? You may find your leaders just don't know how to build a strategy, build a roadmap, and be able to move an organization forward, again, towards peace of mind. And finally, your role as a leader is not to put out fires, but really, when you do have these monthly one-to-ones with your people, it's about removing the barriers that they need to be able to achieve the strategy. Then, what personal skills do they need to develop to be more influential and impactful? And only finally do you actually talk about the tasks and the performance at hand. Critical. And so when I did that, and again, I'm not necessarily touting my credentials, etc., but it is through thinking differently and seeing that the CEO's compass, true north, is a combination of things that you need to pull together, both performance and purpose. I was able to move an organization that was last place in terms of our KPIs to number 2 out of 4. And it took 18 months to get at us. And so often, month over month, I was not meeting the specific performance results I was being asked to achieve. But I said, please be patient. It'll take time as I'm building the capability and aligning everybody on the purpose and measuring the performance for the long game, not just the short game. And so I ask you, is that you? Have you seen that? That I got great purpose over here. I have it on the walls. I have some leaders talking to their people. And then you have other people just looking at the results, the performance, and not letting their people in on what the greater purpose is. You're missing an opportunity. And so I talk about in that all of that in the CEO's Compass, your guide to get back on track. So I'm pulling you out of the story and thinking about you and your situation. If you're a leader, if you know of a leader that is having these challenges, they're very talented people. They know how to create purpose. They know how to create and get people to align behind performance, but they're just off track and not achieving peace of mind or true north. Let's talk. So, the book, The CEO's Compass, Your Guide to Get Back on Track, is your resource to be able to help you solve your problems in days, not months. And I can also be your guide to help you do how to do that. And so more information is coming out. Again, go to my website, dropinceo.com. And on the main page down at the bottom, you'll see a link to get on the wait list so you can hear about more about the pre-launch and the release of the book. And I also offer you a 30-minute free conversation. I have had people starting to come out to me and say, Deb, can I talk to you, whether it's a coaching opportunity or an organizational opportunity? Don't be shy. Don't be lurking out there. I'd love to have a conversation with you. And if nothing else, we build a relationship. We might get something out of that 30 minutes, or we could go a little bit longer and see how I can support you. So I do want to thank you again for joining me on another episode of Drop In CEO Live Talk Media. I am so looking forward to releasing the book to you and also being able to serve you and potentially solve your opportunities or challenges. Deb Coviello here. Thank you again. And I wish you continued success and have a great rest of your day. Be well.